The massive alien ship appeared without warning. One moment the space around Mars was empty. The next a giant vessel filled the view screen of the USS Defiant. Commander Alex Bennett felt his mouth go dry. The alien ship was huge, at least 20 times bigger than his own vessel. Its dark hull seemed to swallow light rather than reflect it. "What the hell is that?" he whispered. Lieutenant Samantha Weber looked up from her screen. Her face was pale, but her voice stayed steady. "Unknown ship, sir. No match in our database." Alex stood up from his command chair. Around him, the bridge crew worked quickly at their stations. No one panicked, but he could feel their fear. This was what they had trained for. But training was one thing, reality was another. "Scan it," he ordered. "Already on it, sir," Weber replied. "Power readings are incredible. Their weapons are active and they're aimed at us." Alex took a deep breath. First contact. After years of searching the stars, humanity had finally found other intelligent life. Or rather, it had found them. "Open a channel," he said. The view screen flickered. The alien that appeared had smooth purple skin and 3 pairs of eyes stacked vertically on an oval head. It wore some kind of breathing device over what might have been its mouth. "This is Commander Alex Bennett of the United Earth Defense Force," Alex said clearly. "You have entered restricted space. Please state your purpose." There was a pause. Then the alien spoke, its words translated by the ship's computer. "I am High Commander Vector of the Zolarian Empire. This sector now belongs to Emperor Drax. Surrender your vessel and prepare to be boarded. Resistance would be unwise." Alex's jaw tightened. "So much for peaceful first contact." "I'm afraid that's not possible," he replied. "This system is protected by Earth." The alien's 6 eyes blinked one after another. "Earth? We do not know this world or your species." "Well then, today is your lucky day," Alex said with a small smile. "You get to learn." High Commander Vector seemed to study him. "You dare to challenge the Zolarian Empire? We have conquered 3,000 worlds across 17 galaxies." Alex leaned forward. "And how many of those worlds were human?" The alien paused. "None that I am aware of." "Then let me give you some advice, High Commander," Alex said. "Run." The alien made a strange sound, perhaps a laugh. "You are either very brave or very foolish, Commander Bennett. We outnumber you. Our weapons are stronger than yours. Why would we run?" "Because you've never fought humans before," Alex answered simply. "And if you start now, you'll wish you hadn't." He gestured for Weber to cut the transmission. "Sir," she said, "they're charging weapons." Alex tapped the communication badge on his chest. "All hands, battle stations. Start countermeasures Alpha through Delta. And tell Earth Command that first. Contact didn't go well. We're moving to Plan B." Throughout the ship, men and women ran to their positions. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Kevin Grant worked fast to send power to the new shield generators. "They have no idea what they're in for," he said to his assistant Ryan Phillips, who was preparing the special torpedoes. Ryan nodded. "Poor fools. They're about to find out why the Arcturus aliens warned everyone about us." On the bridge, Alex watched as the alien ship moved into attack position. "Lieutenant Weber, are our special packages ready?" "Yes, sir. Ready to launch when you say." Alex took a deep breath. Humanity had hoped for peace when they met aliens for the first time. But they had also prepared for war. Years of fighting among themselves had taught humans things that most alien species, with their single, united governments, never learned. "Launch," he ordered. The USS Defiant shook as it fired a series of small pods toward the Zolarian ship. On the screen, High Commander Vector's face appeared again. "Your simple weapons cannot break our shields, Commander. This is your last chance to surrender." Alex looked at the countdown timer on his wrist. "I think you'll find, High Commander, that humans don't believe in no-win situations." The pods exploded, but they didn't contain bombs. Instead, they released billions of tiny robots, nanobots, that attached to the alien ship's hull. The nanobots slipped right through the shields. What is happening? Vector demanded as alarms began to sound on his ship. The thing about humans, Alex said calmly, is that we learn, we adapt, and we never fight fair. As the nanobots began to shut down the Zolarian ship's systems one by one, Alex knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn why throughout human history the scariest words any enemy could hear were simply, "The humans are coming." 2 hours later, Alex sat in his ready room studying reports from the battle. The Zolarian ship had retreated, but not before sending a message to its fleet. Earth knew more ships would come soon. A knock on the door interrupted his thoughts. "Enter," he called. Lieutenant Weber stepped in, carrying a data tablet. "Sir, we've analyzed the technology from the Zolarian ship. Their shields are advanced, but they have a weakness." "Tell me," Alex said. "They're designed to stop physical objects and energy weapons, but not things smaller than a certain size. That's why our nanobots worked." Alex nodded. "Can we use this?" "Yes, sir. And there's more. Their ship runs on some kind of crystal power source. If we can disrupt it, we can shut down their whole fleet." "Good work, Lieutenant. What's the status of the Defiant?" "Minor damage to sections 3 and 5. 2 injured crew members, but Dr. Singh says they'll recover fully. We're at 89% combat readiness." Alex stood up and walked to the window. Earth shone blue and white in the distance. His home. The home of 7 billion people who didn't know yet that their world was now in danger. "We need to prepare," he said. "The Zolarians will send more ships, probably a whole fleet." "Do you think we can win?" Weber asked quietly. Alex turned to face her. "In all of human history, we've never stopped fighting. Not even when victory seemed impossible. The Zolarians have conquered thousands of worlds, but I bet those species surrendered when they saw the odds. Humans don't do that." Weber smiled slightly. "We're too stubborn." "Exactly. And we have another advantage. The Zolarians expect everyone to fight the same way they do. Direct, honorable combat. But humans, we fight dirty." Weber finished. "We do whatever it takes to survive," Alex corrected. "And that's why we will win." His communication badge beeped. "Commander Bennett to the bridge," came the voice of his first officer. Alex and Weber hurried back to the bridge. On the view screen, dozens of ships were appearing from hyperspace. "Zolarian reinforcements?" Alex asked. His first officer shook his head. "No, sir. They're Earth ships. Every combat vessel in the solar system is heading this way." Alex felt a wave of pride. Humanity was uniting against this threat. "Sir," Weber said, checking her console. "I'm picking up strange energy. Readings from the edge of the system. More ships coming in." Alex's pride turned to concern. "Ours or theirs?" "Neither," Weber replied, her voice tight. "These are new, different design, different energy signature." The bridge fell silent as a new ship appeared on the screen. It was neither human nor Zolarian. "They're hailing us," Weber said. Alex straightened his uniform. On screen, a new alien appeared, this one with gray skin and 4 arms. "Human vessel," it said through the translator. "We are the Galvan Confederacy. We received your distress signal." Alex blinked in surprise. "We didn't send a distress signal." The alien made a gesture that might have been a shrug. "The Zolarians attacked you. That is distress enough. We have fought them for centuries. Perhaps it is time we fought together." Alex looked at Weber, who nodded slightly. New allies could make all the difference. "We would welcome your help," he told the Galvan. "And we have information about their ships that you might find useful." As the human and Galvan fleets prepared to meet the coming Zolarian armada, Alex couldn't help but smile. The Zolarians thought they had found an easy conquest. Instead, they had done the one thing guaranteed to make humans dangerous. They had given them a reason to fight. 3 months after the first battle with the humans, High Commander Vector stood before Emperor Drax on the throne world of Zolaria Prime. The massive throne room was made of shining purple crystal that reflected light from 3 suns. Emperor Drax was twice as tall as Vector, with ceremonial armor covered in trophies from conquered worlds. His 6 eyes glowed with anger. "You failed," the Emperor said. His voice echoed in the large hall. "One small human ship defeated you." Vectar lowered his head. "They used weapons we have never seen before, your greatness. Tiny machines that went through our shields." "Impossible," the Emperor shouted. "Our shields stop everything." "Not these," Vectar said. He activated a small device that showed images of the human nanobots. "They are smaller than dust. They got inside our ship and shut down our systems." The Emperor leaned forward on his throne. "These humans, tell me about them." Vectar touched another button. A hologram of Earth appeared. "They come from this planet. They call it Earth. It is the 3rd planet in a small star system. They are not united under one leader. They have many countries and governments." "That makes no sense," the Emperor said. "How do they function without unity? How do they build starships?" "They compete with each other," Vectar explained. "They fight among themselves. Our scientists believe this has made them different." "Different how?" "Most species in the galaxy evolve toward cooperation and peace. But humans evolve through conflict. Their history is full of wars." The Emperor was quiet for a moment. "Perhaps that is why they did not run when they saw our ship. Most species surrender when they see our power." "Humans do not think like other species," Vectar agreed. "When faced with a stronger enemy, they become more dangerous, not less." The Emperor stood up. He was over 12 feet tall. "Then we must show them true power. Prepare the fleet. We will crush this Earth and teach the galaxy what happens to those who defy the Zolarian Empire." On Earth, in the underground headquarters of the United Earth Defense Force, Admiral Patricia Murphy looked at the large screen showing the solar system. Red dots marked where Zolarian scout ships had been spotted. "They're testing our defenses," she told the men and women around the table. They were the leaders of Earth's military forces. General Eric Daniels, a veteran of many wars on Earth, pointed to the screen. "They're looking for weak spots. They'll attack there first." Patricia nodded. "Our fleet is spread too thin. We need more ships." "We're building as fast as we can," said Carlos Rodriguez, head of Earth's shipyards. "But it takes time." "Time we don't have," Patricia said. "Our best estimate is that the main Zolarian fleet will arrive in 2 months." The room was quiet. Everyone knew what that meant. Earth would be outnumbered. "What about the Galvan?" asked Susan Chen, representing the Asian Alliance. "They've sent ships, but not enough," Patricia answered. "The Zolarians are attacking their worlds too." Eric looked at the map again. "Then we need to think like humans, not like aliens. We can't win in a fair fight." Patricia smiled slightly. "Who said anything about fighting fair? In a secret facility, under the Atlantic Ocean, Dr. Lisa Carter worked with a team of scientists. They studied pieces of Zolarian technology captured during the first battle. "Look at this," she said to her colleague, Dr. John Martinez. She pointed to a crystal on the table. "This is what powers their ships." John picked up the crystal carefully. "It's warm. It generates energy somehow," Lisa explained. "If we can figure out how it works, we might be able to disrupt it. Or copy it," John suggested. "Imagine what we could do with that kind of power." Lisa nodded. "That's why we're working day and night. The fate of our world might depend on understanding this technology." Commander Alex Bennett stood on the bridge of the USS Defiant. His ship was now part of a larger fleet, positioned near Jupiter to intercept the coming Zolarian attack. "Sir," Lieutenant Weber called from her station. "We're receiving a transmission from Earth Command." "Put it through," Alex ordered. Admiral Patricia Murphy's face appeared on the screen. "Commander Bennett, we have a new mission for you." Alex straightened. "We're ready, Admiral." "We can't win against the Zolarian fleet in direct combat," Patricia said. "We're outnumbered and outgunned, so we're going to hit them before they reach Earth." "A preemptive strike?" Alex asked. "Better," Patricia replied. "Operation Ghost Strike. Your ship has been equipped with our newest technology, a cloaking device based on Zolarian phase shift tech. It will make you invisible to their sensors. Alex raised his eyebrows. You want us to sneak into enemy territory? Exactly. Your mission is to enter Zolarian space and plant these. A diagram appeared on the screen. Mini reactors that will release energy that disrupts their crystal power sources. Where did we get this technology? Alex asked. We made it, Patricia said with pride. Human creativity at work. The Zolarians would never think of using their power crystals this way. What's the target? Their main fleet gathering point. Our scouts found it last week. If we can disable their ships there, it will buy us time to strengthen our defenses. Alex nodded. When do we leave? Immediately. This is volunteer only, Commander. The risk is extreme. Alex looked around at his crew. Without hesitation, each one nodded. We're all volunteers, Admiral, he said. The Defiant is ready. 1 week later, the Defiant drifted silent and invisible through Zolarian space. The cloaking device worked perfectly. They had passed 3 patrol ships without being detected. There it is, Weber whispered, though there was no need to be quiet in space. On the view screen, hundreds of Zolarian ships floated around a massive space station. It was the invasion fleet preparing to attack Earth. Their numbers are even larger than we thought, Alex said quietly. Earth wouldn't stand a chance in a direct fight. Good thing we're not fighting directly then, Weber replied. Alex tapped his console. Engineering status of the disruptor devices? Ready, Commander, came the reply from Chief Engineer Grant. All 20 of them are programmed and active. Begin deployment, Alex ordered. Nice and slow. The Defiant moved carefully between the Zolarian ships. At specific points, they released small objects, each no bigger than a basketball. The devices used their own cloaking technology to remain invisible. Last device deployed, Weber reported after 2 tense hours. All are in position. Alex took a deep breath. Activate them. Weber pressed a button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, one after another, the Zolarian ships began to lose power. Their lights flickered and went out. Some drifted into each other, causing damage. Alarms began to sound throughout the Zolarian fleet. I think it's time we left, Alex said. Maximum speed back to Earth. As the Defiant turned and accelerated away, the Zolarian fleet fell into chaos. Without power, their mighty warships were useless. It worked, Weber exclaimed. We did it, Alex. Watch the scene on the rear sensors. Phase 1 worked, he corrected. But the Zolarians won't give up that easily. They'll find a way to fix their ships. How long will it take them? Our scientists estimate 2 weeks, maybe 3. That's how long Earth has to prepare for what comes next. Weber looked worried. And what comes next, sir? Alex's face was grim. They'll be angry, and they'll throw everything they have at us. The real war is just beginning. As the Defiant sped toward Earth, Alex knew they had won the first major battle. But the Zolarians had conquered thousands of worlds. They wouldn't be defeated so easily. The question was, would humanity's creativity and determination be enough against the overwhelming might of a galactic empire? Earth was about to find out. Dr. Lisa Carter couldn't believe what she was seeing. In her lab beneath the Atlantic Ocean, she stared at the test results on her screen. She ran the test again, but the result was the same. John, she called to her colleague. Come look at this. Dr. John Martinez hurried over. What did you find? Lisa pointed to the screen. The Zolarian crystal. I think I know why they're attacking us specifically. John frowned. What do you mean? Look at the DNA patterns. Lisa showed him another screen. This is human DNA, and this... She pulled up another image. This is the molecular structure of the crystal. John's eyes widened. They're similar. How is that possible? I don't know, Lisa admitted. But there's more. She tapped on her keyboard. I analyzed the data we got from the captured Zolarian ship. They've known about Earth for over 200 years. What? Then why attack now? Because they've been afraid of us, Lisa said. According to their records, we're the only species they've ever found with this DNA pattern. They call us the awakened ones. John sat down heavily. We need to tell Admiral Murphy right away. Admiral Patricia Murphy listened carefully as Lisa explained her discovery through a secure video call. The Admiral's office was deep inside Earth's Defense Headquarters. Let me make sure I understand, Patricia said when Lisa finished. You're saying the Zolarians have been watching us for centuries? Yes, Lisa nodded. They've had hidden observation posts throughout our solar system. They watched our whole history unfold. And they see something in our DNA that scares them? Exactly. They believe we're connected to something they call the Ancient Ones, a species that nearly destroyed their empire thousands of years ago. Patricia rubbed her temples. This changed everything. What do you recommend, Doctor? Lisa leaned forward. There's a set of coordinates in the Zolarian data. It points to something called the Nexus. The Zolarians are terrified of this place, but it might hold answers about why they fear us so much. Patricia was quiet for a moment. Then she nodded. I'll dispatch a ship immediately. The USS Explorer. It's our fastest vessel. I want to go with them, Lisa said. I need to see this place for myself. Granted, Patricia said, but be careful. We're still at war, and this mission takes you deep into enemy territory. On the front lines, Commander, Alex Bennett and the USS Defiant faced a new challenge. The Zolarians had adapted to the humans' tactics. Their ships now had protection against the nanobots, and they had developed shields that could detect cloaked vessels. They learned fast, Lieutenant Weber said as they watched a fleet of Zolarian ships approach Jupiter's orbit. So do we, Alex replied. He turned to his communications officer. Contact the fleet. Execute Battle Plan Delta. Throughout the human fleet, ships began to move in seemingly random patterns. But it wasn't random at all. They were using Earth's old naval tactics from World War II, adapted for space combat. The Zolarian ships used to fighting in orderly formations became confused. Their neat battle lines broke as they tried to follow the erratic movements of the human vessels. Now, Alex ordered. From behind Jupiter's moons, a second group of human ships appeared. They attacked the disorganized Zolarian fleet from behind. Caught between two forces, the alien ships suffered heavy losses. It's working, Weber exclaimed as another Zolarian ship exploded. Alex nodded, but his face remained serious. For now. But there are thousands more where these came from. We're just delaying the inevitable. His communication console beeped. It was Admiral Murphy. Commander Bennett, she said, her face grim. I'm sending you new orders. We've discovered something that might change the course of this war. I need you to provide escort for the USS Explorer on a special mission. Alex raised his eyebrows. We're a bit busy here, Admiral. This takes priority over everything else, Patricia insisted. The Explorer is heading to something called the Nexus. It might be the key to understanding why the Zolarians fear us. And if we understand that, Alex began, we might find a way to end this war without more bloodshed, Patricia finished. 3 days later, the Defiant and the Explorer traveled through a dangerous area of space. They had to use special routes to avoid Zolarian patrols. On the Explorer, Dr. Lisa Carter prepared her equipment. The ship was smaller than the Defiant but faster and filled with scientific instruments. We'll reach the coordinates in 6 hours, Captain Maria Rodriguez told her. Are you ready? Lisa nodded. As ready as I can be. We have no idea what we'll find there. The Defiant will protect us, Maria assured her. Commander Bennett is the best we have. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Zolarian vessels detected, shouted the tactical officer. 3 warships on intercept course. Maria rushed to the bridge, Lisa following close behind. On the IE view screen, they could see the Zolarian ships approaching fast. They knew we were coming, Maria said. But how? Lisa's face paled. The coordinates. They must be monitoring any ship that heads toward the Nexus. Maria opened a channel to the Defiant. Commander Bennett, we have company. We see them, Alex replied. Change course to heading 2 on 27 Mark IV. We'll handle the Zolarians. The Explorer veered away while the Defiant moved to intercept the enemy ships. Despite being outnumbered, the Human vessel charged directly at the Zolarians. What is he doing? Lisa asked. 1 ship against 3? Maria smiled slightly. Creating a distraction. That's Commander Bennett's specialty. On the Defiant, Alex gave rapid orders. Fire all forward torpedoes. Target their lead ship. The torpedoes streaked through space, hitting the first Solarian vessel. It didn't destroy the ship, but it did exactly what Alex wanted. It made all 3 enemy ships focus on the Defiant. They've taken the bait, Weber reported. The Explorer is clear. Good, Alex said. Now comes the hard part, evasive maneuvers. The Defiant twisted and turned in space, somehow avoiding the worst of the Zolarian weapons fire. They couldn't win this fight, but they didn't need to. They just needed to keep the enemy busy long enough for the Explorer to reach its destination. Meanwhile, the Explorer arrived at the coordinates. The crew was surprised by what they found, a massive structure floating in space. It was perfectly round, about 50 miles across, and appeared to be made of a black, glass-like material. What is it? Maria wondered. Lisa checked her instruments. It's millions of years old, but still generating power. It must be the Nexus. As they watched, a section of the sphere opened, creating an entrance large enough for their ship. It's inviting us in, Lisa said. Maria hesitated. We should wait for the Defiant. Lisa shook her head. We don't know if they'll make it, and this might be our only chance to learn why the Zolarians fear humans so much. She looked at the captain. We have to go in. After a moment, Maria nodded. Take us in, Helm, slow and steady. The Explorer moved cautiously into the opening. Inside, they found a vast chamber filled with strange technology unlike anything humans had ever seen. In the center stood what looked like a control panel. As Lisa approached it, it lit up in response to her presence. It's reacting to me, she said in wonder. When she touched the panel, a hologram appeared. It showed different species throughout the galaxy, evolving over millions of years. Then it showed one species that looked almost human. A voice spoke inside everyone's mind. You have returned, the children of the Ancient Ones. Lisa's heart raced. Who are you? What is this place? I am the Keeper, the voice replied. And you are the heirs to power you cannot imagine. On the display, the humanoid species was shown developing advanced technology, then facing some kind of disaster. Some of them fled to a familiar blue planet. Earth. The Ancient Ones were your ancestors, the Keeper explained. They created me to wait for their children to return, and now you have. What power? Lisa asked. What makes the Zolarians so afraid of us? The power to change reality itself, the Keeper replied. The power your ancestors misused, causing their downfall. The power that sleeps in your DNA, waiting to be awakened. As Lisa stared at the hologram, she realized why the Zolarians had been watching Earth, why they had finally decided to attack. They weren't just afraid of what humans were, they were terrified of what humans might become. Dr. Lisa Carter stared at the hologram in the center of the Nexus. The images showed the history of her ancestors, the Ancient Ones who once commanded powers that modern humans could only dream of. If humans are descendants of the Ancient Ones, Lisa asked the Keeper, why don't we have these powers you speak of? The Keeper's voice echoed in her mind. The powers lie dormant in your DNA. Your ancestors locked them away after they nearly destroyed themselves. They wanted their children, you, to develop wisdom before power. Captain Maria Rodriguez stepped forward. What exactly are these powers? The ability to manipulate energy and matter with thought alone, the Keeper replied. The Ancient Ones could create or destroy with a mere wish. They could shape worlds, travel between stars in an instant, and even change the laws of physics in small areas. Lisa's eyes widened. That's impossible. No, the Keeper said. It is simply beyond your current understanding. But you have begun to rediscover these abilities in small ways. Your scientists call it quantum manipulation. And the Zolarians know about this? Maria asked. Yes. They found records of the Ancient Ones. They know humans carry this potential. That is why they watched your world for centuries. When they saw you developing space travel, they decided to destroy you before you could awaken your true power. Lisa looked at the control panel. Can you help us unlock these abilities? We need to save Earth. The Keeper was silent for a moment. I can activate the genetic sequence in you, Dr. Carter. But be warned, power without wisdom leads to destruction. That is what happened to your ancestors. Lisa hesitated. Then she thought of Earth, of billions of innocent people facing extinction at the hands of the Zolarians. Do it, she said firmly. Maria grabbed her arm. Wait, we don't know what this will do to you. We don't have a choice, Lisa replied. The Defiant can't hold off those Zolarian ships forever, and Earth will fall if we don't find a way to stop them. After a moment, Maria nodded and stepped back. Lisa turned to the Keeper. I'm ready. Place your hands on the panel, the Keeper instructed. Lisa did as she was told. The panel glowed brighter, and energy flowed up her arms. It didn't hurt. It felt warm like sunlight on her skin. The energy spread throughout her body, reaching every cell. Knowledge flooded her mind, knowledge from the Ancient Ones, secrets of the universe that humans had not yet discovered. She saw how energy and matter were connected, how thoughts could shape reality. When the process finished, Lisa stepped back. She felt different, stronger, more aware of everything around her. Did it work? Maria asked. Lisa looked at her hand. She concentrated and a small ball of light appeared above her palm. Yes, she whispered. It worked. Suddenly the ship shook violently. Alarms blared. We're under attack, shouted the tactical officer. 3 more Zolarian ships have joined the battle. The Defiant can't hold them off much longer. Lisa looked at Maria. Get us back to the battle, now. On the bridge of the Defiant, Commander Alex Bennett watched as his ship took another hit. The shields were failing. 2 of the original Zolarian ships were damaged, but the 3 new arrivals were fresh and ready for battle. Reroute power from life support to weapons, he ordered. We need to give the Explorer more time. Lieutenant Weber worked quickly at her console. Sir, the Explorer is moving. They're coming out of the Nexus. Tell them to stay away, Alex said urgently. It's too dangerous. They're not responding to communications, Weber replied. But they're heading straight for us. Alex watched as the Explorer emerged from the Nexus and accelerated toward the battle. The small science vessel was no match for Zolarian warships. What were they thinking? Sir, Weber said in a confused voice. I'm detecting a strange energy buildup in the Explorer. Nothing like I've ever seen before. The Explorer stopped between the Defiant and the Zolarian ships. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a voice came over the communication channel. This is Dr. Lisa Carter to all Zolarian vessels. Stand down and retreat immediately. The Zolarians responded by firing at the Explorer. But before the weapons could hit, they simply vanished. The energy beams disappeared as if they had never existed. What the hell? Alex whispered. On the Explorer's bridge, Lisa stood with her arms outstretched. Her eyes glowed with an inner light. The knowledge of the Ancient Ones guided her actions. Final warning, she said to the Zolarians. Leave now or face the consequences. The Zolarian ships fired again with the same result. Then they began to move into attack position surrounding the human vessels. Lisa sighed. They won't listen. She closed her eyes and concentrated. Around the Explorer, space itself seemed to ripple. The Zolarian ships suddenly stopped moving. They were frozen in place. This is impossible, Maria said in awe. You've stopped time around their ships? Not exactly, Lisa replied. I've just slowed it down. For them, time is moving thousands of times slower than for us. She opened a channel to the Defiant. Commander Bennett, are you okay? We're still in one piece, Alex replied, sounding stunned. Dr. Carter, what did you do? What happened in the Nexus? I'll explain later, Lisa said. Right now, we need to get back to Earth. The Zolarian main fleet is on its way, and I have a plan to stop them. Emperor Drax stood on the bridge of his massive flagship. Around him, 1,000 Zolarian warships prepared to attack Earth. This would be the final battle. Humans would become just another extinct species in the Empire's history. "Your Greatness," said his admiral. "We are ready to begin the attack." Drax nodded. "Commence the—" He stopped as a small human ship appeared, directly in front of his flagship. It was impossible. No ship could appear out of nowhere like that. "How did they get here?" Drax demanded. "Unknown, Your Greatness," the admiral replied. "Our sensors didn't detect any approach." On the view screen, a human female appeared. Her eyes glowed with power that Drax recognized with horror. It was the power of the Ancient Ones. "Emperor Drax," Lisa said calmly. "My name is Dr. Lisa Carter. I represent Earth." Drax's 6 eyes blinked rapidly. "You have awakened the forbidden power." "Yes," Lisa nodded. "The power you feared humans would discover. The power of our ancestors." "Then we have no choice but to destroy you," Drax said. "All ships, fire on the human vessel. 1,000 Zolarian." Ships fired their weapons at the small explorer. But just like before, the energy simply vanished. Lisa's expression remained calm. "Emperor Drax, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to offer you a choice." "What choice?" "Peace," Lisa said simply. "We know why you attacked us. You were afraid of what humans might become, but fear leads to poor decisions." She waved her hand, and a hologram appeared, showing Earth and its people. "Humans aren't like the Ancient Ones. We've learned from our mistakes. We fight, yes, but we also create. We explore. We seek understanding." "The Ancient Ones nearly destroyed the galaxy," Drax argued. "And they recognized their mistake," Lisa countered. "That's why they locked away their power and started over on Earth. They wanted their descendants to find a better way." Lisa looked directly at Drax. "I could destroy your fleet with a thought, but that's not why I came here. I came to offer friendship instead of war." Drax was silent for a long moment. "And if we refuse?" Lisa sighed. "Then you should remember the warning we gave you from the beginning." Her eyes glowed brighter. "Run." The Emperor looked at his admiral, then back at Lisa. "What guarantee do we have that humans won't use this power to conquer the galaxy?" "The same guarantee you give us that you won't attack us again," Lisa replied. "Trust. It's a beginning." After what seemed like an eternity, Drax nodded slowly. "Perhaps it is time for the Zolarian Empire to try a new approach. I will order my fleet to withdraw." 1 month later, representatives from Earth and the Zolarian Empire met on a neutral planet to sign a peace treaty. Both sides agreed to respect each other's territories and to share knowledge and resources. Lisa, now serving as Earth's ambassador, still carried the power of the Ancient Ones, but she had vowed to use it only to protect, never to conquer. "Do you think it will last?" Commander Bennett asked as they watched the signing ceremony. Lisa smiled. "Peace is always fragile, but it's a start." "And what about your powers?" Bennett asked quietly. "Will other humans develop them too?" Eventually, Lisa nodded. "The Keeper says the genetic changes will spread slowly through the human population. In a few generations, all humans will have access to these abilities." "That's a lot of power," Bennett said, looking concerned. "With great power comes great responsibility," Lisa replied. "The Ancient Ones learned that lesson the hard way. We need to do better." As they watched Earth and Zolaria take their first steps toward friendship, Lisa thought about how far humanity had come. From primitive tribes to space travelers to heirs of the Ancient Ones. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would humanity. But the warning they had given at the very beginning still held true. Any species that threatened humans would be wise to remember those simple words. Run.